over the weekend, Richard Sky, so you're saying that a big robbery took place on the Cape Coast Accra Road.
Yeah.
Do you know the exact area we're talking about and how serious it was?
Well, so like I was saying, this, when you are going towards Winneba, the Winneba roundabout, around the areas that cover the Bujuburam stretch, there's a new reconstruction work going on. And you would remember that there was a major accident there when the contractors were trying to blow up some rocks in order to help quarry, whatever it was, in order to help the reconstruction efforts. But it would seem that people have repeatedly complained about how that work is going on. You also remember that last year we had a major flooding situation because the
reconstruction
decided to divert, some river and it created problems.
So it's a lot of problems, eh?
So it was at that area that this whole thing, we are told, reportedly happened.
All right, Caleb, you used the road over the weekend. What did you see? Which parts have been done? Which parts have not been done?
So, if you're coming from Cape Coast, you're getting closer to the Winneba roundabout, you would notice that the stretch has been done. The asphalt exists for the original Cape Coast Accra Road. If you're coming, you will see that on your right, parts of the road has been cleared. Earthworks are ongoing. You will see that until you get to the roundabout. Then you drive a bit into towards Accra. Then you notice that after Gumwa, where's this? After, I'll get that for you quickly. After that particular location I'm going to mention to you, you find that all stretches are gravel. So when you get to Gumwa or Chirekun, that's where you will notice that the asphalt that's on the road initially, it's all gone, so that there is expansion on both sides. It's been dualized.
So you are driving on dirt?
Yes, you are driving
for
for
how
dirt,
long?
basically.
A kilometer, 2 kilometers, 10 kilometers?
More, much more. You come all the way to Bujuburam, Gomoa Kote
before you see asphalt.
All
right, let me
places.
speak to a victim of what happened, and I'll come back to you as you narrate this. So a victim, I'll not mention him for security reasons, but he was part of a group of passengers. I don't know whether he was going or coming to Accra. Good morning, sir. Thanks for joining the program.
Good morning, Bernard.
So what time did this happen, and were you going or coming to Accra?
So Bernard, I was going to Accra, and then this was around 11 p.m. 11:03 exactly.
11:03 p.m.
Exactly, yes, 11:03.
So where did you get to, and what happened?
So we got to a stretch right after Bujumbura. There's this stretch where they sell onions during the daytime. But at night, the place is very dark. There are no lights on that stretch. So right after Bujumbura, we saw a lot of cars parked. So I also parked. And then they told us there's a serious robbery going on ahead. And there was no car coming and there was no car moving. As at the time I parked, I counted almost 18 cars. I took a video. I counted almost 18 cars. And then there was no movement. So we stood there close to 40 minutes, and then we were calling reinforcements from Accra, from Kaswa itself, before we had the police coming to our rescue. And so that's what happened, actually.
So there were 18 cars. So was it like the cars were blocked or what?
Yes, so a whistleblower gave us the information, so we had to park. Because if you go ahead, there will be danger. So we had to park. Just to wait. There were some guys on motorbike going up and down, checking the situation for us. So we all parked there, just waiting for a green light before we could move again.
Now, did the robbers get to where the people who had parked, the 18 of you were, or they were far ahead?
No, they were far ahead. So sensing danger, that was why we all parked. And then when we parked, there was no car coming from the Winneba stretch to Accra, and we couldn't move either. And I experienced the same thing 2 weeks ago. I was actually stoned. My car was stoned. I was around 10 p.m. We normally try to go at night because there are a lot of police barriers on the road, and then at night the driving is a bit careful. Unlike daytime where we see people driving careless. So we normally go at night. And after 2 weeks ago, that same stretch, my car was stoned several times. So I had to speed. And then
so two weeks ago, the same area, the same thing happened.
Exactly, yeah, the same area, the same stretch.
So what is the modus operandi of these people? How do they do their deed?
So what I saw 2 weeks ago, there was an aboboya in front of me. And then before I realized, they stopped and then they started stoning me. And people came from the bush as well. So I think
The aboboya stopped.
The aboboya stopped. So the moment they stopped, they had stones in their buckets and then they started stoning.
So the people in aboboya were the criminals?
Yes.
And then the people in the bush joined them to start stoning your car?
Exactly. And then other cars behind too.
Joined in a rough patch of the road?
Yeah, the rough part of the road.
How long did that happen? In that case, how did you survive?
Also, I just had to speed. I mean, this is death. I saw them, so I just had to speed. How I even managed to speed, only God knows. I just had to speed.
In that case, they didn't have guns, or they did?
No, we didn't. All I saw was stones. They were targeting the windscreen. Yeah, all I saw was stones.
So 2 weeks ago it happened, and then this weekend it happened as well.
Exactly.
At the same place.
The same stretch.
Did you talk to the police this time around?
Yes. So after we had the green light, we realized there was an arrest. One guy was picked, and then the police. We told them, and then they were like, "Yes, they are in control. They are managing the situation." And we are like, "They should just bring." There used to be a barrier on that stretch, but I think because of the construction, they've moved the police barrier. So I specifically mentioned that they should just bring a barrier there because this is crazy. If all 18 cars should stay packed, and this is just 11 p.m. It's really terrifying.
You've done this twice and you've been attacked. Are you going to continue driving at night on that road, my brother?
I'm not sure I'll do that again. Yesterday was just crazy. I'm not sure I'll try that.
But how bad is the nature of the road that this occurs? Is it a place that you can't, like, how many kilometers per hour do you usually drive on such a place, in such a portion?
Yeah, it depends on the car you are using. For a saloon car, I mean, you just have to go slow because of your shock and other factors. But an SUV will just speed through it. But for a saloon car, you just have to slow because of the nature of the road. It's terribly bad. It's very bad.
All right. And the name of the place is what? Do you know the name of the exact place?
No. It's an onion stretch where they sell the onion just after Bujumbura.
Okay, no, the new onion place. Okay, thank you for talking to us. Thank you, and we good luck to you. So this is a gentleman who has been attacked twice in 2 weeks, and he says this is a stretch of the road. I know the area he's talking about. So after Budumburam, they move some onion sellers to a place, and it's like it's a valley in a way. It's like a low-lying part of the road. Now, if this has happened twice in 2 weeks, obviously the police should be aware. The question is, what are they doing? Number two, were there street lights there? Clearly, you said the place is very dark.
Well, I moved in a day, but you couldn't see street lights on the side.
Of course, they are now constructing the road. So what's the big point here? The police should move there in the night, or police should stop driving at night? What's the big closing argument for this segment? I need to know. You are the one who's livid about this in sense of...
Because, you go to court, in the central region, and look, you want to travel at dawn to get there in good time because the traffic would delay you. And a lot of people do that because of the nature of the road and the number of people coming in from the central region and people who are going there. So that is what people generally do. Mm-hmm. So if people feel that, look, this is no longer safe to drive at night or perhaps drive during maybe at dawn, then it becomes a problem.
They say it's called a Dominasi Onion Market. Dominasi Onion Market. So Ghana Police, I hope you are aware, at least it's happened to somebody twice. Yeah. Probably happens more than that in 2 weeks. Dominasi Onion Market has become a place where, or thereabouts, where criminals hide to inflict terror on road users. We don't want to wake up one morning and hear 10 people dead because of this. So Ghana Police, you have a lot of barriers you put at places in Accra. When we are going home, East Legon, they will put torchlight in your face. Please send them to Dominasi. We need you there more.
Also, there are these industrial lights that contractors use at night to still work with.
Yeah.
So in the absence of the street lights, if you are saying that it's a road infrastructure that you must complete the road before you do that, I saw the contractors, they were working at various portions of the stretch. If they could have at least provide some of these things, both for themselves while they work and for the commuting public, that would be really great.
Yeah.
Because, it is connecting two major cities, and there's a long distance that you could be driving, and there is no settlement, there's no community at all. So if people decide to stop by and cause mayhem, that would be really bad. People will be very helpless. And the nature of the road also is such that you'll be going and you just... The thing has diverted you from where you're going onto the right or onto the left. And there are very high speed ramps also. So if you're not using an SUV, you're really going to struggle. So to travel at night where it is dusty and it is dark as well, and there are speed ramps, and you have the threat of robbers here and there,
more light will be better.
Very dangerous.
Now, here's another one in relation to the Accra-Cape Coast. So whilst we're discussing what happens at night on the Accra-Cape Coast Road,